Hi, this is Eva for Midnight Mandela. Welcome to Once Upon a Timeline. No, I didn't even check to make sure the sound was working, but yes, it does look like it's all right. I have to be a little careful because I was on something else before this, and sometimes it doesn't let go of the sound quality and give it back to this program. Anyways, welcome. It's been actually a pretty busy Mandela week for me, in part because I was chit-chatting with other Mandela people, and that adds it up, but also it just has been. In fact, I haven't even looked for any. I haven't checked retconned. I haven't done anything, and I probably still have enough to keep us going, so... Okay, everybody's talking about the Star Trek one, so I'm just going to start there. So, I used to watch Star Trek all the time, back when science fiction wasn't even all that cool. And one thing I can say confidently is that Captain Kirk did not wear green. Okay? No. I actually also don't remember these black undershirt collar things on any of them. Now, yes, this was one of, he did have like this weird wraparound, supposed to be fancy shirt for like, when like he had some kind of important function to go to. I guess it was like the highfalutin version of the outfit, but it wasn't green either. I'm sorry, it was not green. That none of them were green. So now, like, you can look and find this one is the most green, but then if you actually look at some of his other stuff, it's kind of green. There's some that look like really green. So I kind of looked into this. This was Bill who found this, somebody I know that I chit-chat with, and he found this. But then you can still find ones that look, this is how I remember it right here. Like it's gold, okay? It's gold. But yet here it looks green. So what's going on? Okay, I am quite positive that none of them were green. They were all gold. But the story now is that they were always meant to be green. That's one guy's version. Let's do this one. They were always meant to be green, but somehow they just didn't look green on the show, even though it was green. So now the story is contrary to what fans believe. Kirk did not wear a gold uniform in Star Trek, the original series. And that's what I'm talking about, the original series, because I'm not as savvy on the newer ones, but, even in like the next 3 movies, there's no way that he had green on. I'm sorry. It just if you go back and those other 3 next ones he has green, I will deny that one as well. But so now the story is that they originally designed them as green, and it was green fabric. But through the green uniforms appeared gold on screen through a combination of studio lighting, velour material, and the film stock used. But then you look at certain images and it looks kind of green now, and then this one was totally green. I say no. So I don't know if we got like a timeline where I kind of feel like they maybe hyped this one up, though. I think this one might be color altered, but I feel like where maybe that was green in one timeline and gold in another something, and now this is the storyline that they've come up with, or are we shifting over to the green timeline? I don't know. The other thing I was telling Bill is I don't think even last time I saw the logo on the breast pocket area looking like cheesy gold yarn or something. I mean, for me, originally it was this cheesy gold metal pin. It looked like it was just one of those cheap pins you get from eBay for $2 or something. And then I remember them being able to tap that and communicate. They would tap the metal pin and they could go, Scotty, beam me up, whatever. They had the option of tapping that thing as a communicator, and then they also had the actual communicator where they could open. Now, I can't remember exactly. Maybe it was only on away missions where they could use the little breast pin for communications, but I do remember it existing in the original one, and they had the little metal pin. But now it's just like sewn in as a logo on the fabric there, so I guess it's non-functional. And Bill remembers this being non-functional even in the original one, so I'm like, what? And then we've got the other The older Mandelas was like this weird gold stuff on the sleeves. People didn't remember that being there, but I really don't. I don't even think we talked about this black. It looks like an undershirt. Shirt. I'm assuming that it is just some kind of weird collar, but that wasn't there for me either. So I don't know. So that's the story, that it was green and the fancy one was green. Now somebody else here saying, okay, the two shirts were actually the same color, but for some reason the fabric in one of them reflected the light that made it look gold. But then if you kind of look at this, you can't really see it, but it looks greenish there. I don't know. It's just weird. So we've seen enough changes on there. I'm pretty sure it's a Mandela. I mean, because there was no version that was green, not even the fancy one. So I kind of feel like we're straddling timelines here with these. So I guess that's why they switched to the story now. See, like, I don't even remember these later movies having green. I don't remember anybody having green. So now it was supposed to be lime green, and some of these later ones now had lime green. I can't swear as much on these later ones, but I just remember it always being gold for, like, all of it forever, even the later ones. Okay, so there's one where he has green. I'd be like, what? Newer ones with green. I'm confused. So basically now it looks like a different color in every shot. Like, see, that one looks really green. And, you know, he was young there. So that is, it looks like it's from the show. Yeah, it looks so green. Here's another one. Looks quite green. I can't get over the lack of metal pins there. So it's like every image is a different color now. Sometimes this is the color it should be, though. It should be this color, not like that color. So the story then is that we all got fooled into thinking the color was supposed to be yellow, like this one, because the camera was weird and couldn't see green. But yet you can see these old clips where it did look green. So I just don't feel like it really makes much sense. I mean, I saw plenty of, like, Star Trek figurines, and none of them had green. So I'm calling baloney. I'm sorry. I was a Trekkie in the old days, and I just call him bloody. Where am I? Are you asking about the giant deluge of Southern California? I am in Southern California, but I am in high ground. We have good drainage. We've never had a problem. We only have a little bit of hill above us, and it's half rock. So I don't think it's gonna, like, flow or anything. Yeah, it's been crazy rain. It's a lot of rain for our area here, SoCal. But so, you know, the news, it's going to show everywhere there's a problem, but 95 or 99% of these places around here are still fine because we have drainage. So, you know, this one gets me because I kind of looked and I see them talking about it like a year ago, and I somehow didn't. I feel like I just showed up in this timeline or something because I didn't know anything about it until just now. So for me, it's a brand new Mandela, but I think it's old for some people. So, Shari, I know, but for me, it did have that. It was this cheesy. So, here's the thing. For me, the original had this really cheap pin communicator. And then the later shows had a nice pin communicator. So, you can't see the little pin that I had because it doesn't exist in this timeline. It was a cheap, thin metal. And then they made a nice molded one that looks way more styling, but had the same shape. So, mine is gone. It was never sewn in for me, though. What about the missing episode Mandela? Is there a missing episode Mandela for Star Trek? I don't recall that one. All right, let's see. Missing. I mean, there is the one where Chakotay died. That show is still there. Like, there's still an episode. The episode's not gone, but what's in the episode changed. And it was that in that 2-part episode, in our timeline, a lot of people's Chakotay died, and then in this current timeline, Chakotay survived. There's a Mandela effect for a Star Trek episode. Let's see. Okay, that's the Chakotay one. Yes, I'm still working my way through So there's the usual excuses that we weren't paying attention. Like, I just accidentally thought Chakotay died. No, they were all mourning his death and all that. It wasn't like, oops, I thought he died because I'm too stupid to follow a simple TV show. Star Trek fans stunned over lost episode. Over new plans to film an unused script from the original 1960s series have been blocked by CBS. Telegraph warns that the missing episode, which was due to feature comedian Milton Berle, never went into production over a clash between the writer and the producer. Okay, so that wasn't even filmed. It was just a script. Okay, so that's the only one I know about a missing episode. It was when Chakotay died, which is one of the later. That was when they were lost in the Alpha Quadrant. The pin communicator is like those AI pins they are making now. I don't know what the AI pins are making now. It's not easy being green. It just seems weird. I don't know. Like, they're claiming they picked green so it would show up well on camera. That's part of the story that's weird. Like, okay, lime green will show up well on camera, and then it didn't show up well on camera. Okay, I guess everybody could just be stupid, but... Yeah, the other Mandela for me also is just there's more. There was only 2 seasons of of the original Star Trek for me. So, but they're not saying like, they say that they use the same fabric through the whole thing. So it wouldn't be like only those were green. Plus, a couple years ago, I watched some of the new old episodes, and they weren't green. They weren't green in that one either. It was supposed to be a whole missing episode from the original series. I don't know. Maybe that we're out of that timeline, because I just did the Google, and all I found was they found a script, but it was never shot. So it's not really missing. It was an unused script. We used to laugh at the rubble coming down from the ceiling whenever the ship was hit. Dust and cement in a ship. I don't remember there being any rubble coming down. They would just go like this. But I don't remember any of that. That would be really weird. I agree with you. I don't think it exists in the current timeline, though. You might want to go back and check. It probably won't be that hard to find those on YouTube. Apparently someone asked one of the actors about it at a convention, and the actor had no idea what they were talking about. You mean the colors? Because that would be pretty weird. You would think that, they filmed a lot of episodes. They would know if they were wearing green or not. Yeah, Lucy still, she does not have any splaining to do. There's no more splaining. Last I checked. I just saw that. I think this year that sent some ashes to the start of, was it one of the characters who died, like the real person. And I believe they took it to the International Space Station was what it was. So, I don't know, And the version I just read last night was they took it to the International Space Station. Like, it was a little bit of ashes from one of the actors that died. The uniforms always look like clothes that bought from a wholesale from a Kmart warehouse. I can agree with you there, but they weren't green. That's all I'm going to say. They weren't green. They were taggy and low quality, but I understand they didn't have a very good budget, so. But they weren't green. So, I mean, yesterday was just weird because I'm talking to Bill, and apparently there's been a timeline shift recently because he was like we're just talking about Mandela's. He said something like, like how the Statue of Liberty is on Ellis Island now. And I said, no, you mean the Statue of Liberty is on Liberty Island now. He goes, no, it's on Ellis Island. And I look it up, and his mind was, psh. So apparently that flip-flop for him. And this is how it is for him, that he remembers originally the Statue of Liberty being on Liberty Island, and then it moved to Ellis Island, and now it's back to Liberty. So he was flipping out. I'm like, no, the Statue of Liberty used to be on Ellis Island. There was no Liberty Island. Then a Liberty Island showed up. Then the statue moved to it, and it's been sitting there. But the pedestal for a while was left behind on Ellis with no explanation whatsoever, but I was able to see it on Google Earth. And then suddenly the pedestal moved over to Liberty, and then it got bigger, and then it got to be called the Star Fort, and like, so for him it's like this flip-flop now. And then he's like, oh, well, why would there be an island called Liberty Island if Statue of Liberty was not? I go, because there wasn't an island called Liberty Island. There was only one island. So he obviously this version of him comes from a different timeline than me. So we're just going on and on about stuff. And I'm like, he's like, well, you remember this? And I'm like, no. And then I'm like, well, this. And he's like, no. And we're just like, it was just crazy. I think my brain was just, when you hit with too many Mandelas, your brain just like, gets tired, and that was last night. It was like too much. It was too much. So one of the things we were talking about, there was a bunch of them. I'll go into it. Let me just like dig through the rest of this stuff. I'm almost caught up on comments for the live stream. I've only got like 5 left, and then I kind of ran out of time in Steam, but I got a lot of them, so thank you all. So I basically commented to everybody I got with, or at least upvoted you. Okay, this one is from Mark Tyus. Have you ever heard of this? I guess this is a collector's item, and it's like they have it at flea markets and car shows. I don't get how it got to car shows. It's called the Timeout doll. The Timeout doll. So they all look like they're put on timeout. And a lot of times they don't put faces on them. See, like this doll has no face. So they're like these faceless dolls with their, I don't know, is this indicative of the current era? So most of them don't have faces. A few of them do. And so the whole thing is weird because I don't know why they call it a timeout doll, because when I was a kid, I mean, you got put in timeout, yes, but you didn't have to like hide your eyes or anything. Occasionally you were supposed to look at the wall just so you wouldn't so you'd be maximally bored, I think, so you wouldn't have any entertainment whatsoever. But most of the time you just had to sit in a corner. At no time did you ever have to cover your eyes. So this would, this should be called like the hide and seek doll, because when we played hide and seek, you would cover your eyes because you're supposed to not see where everybody's hiding. So, but yet it's called the Timeout doll, and supposedly it's from the 50s. And I have never heard of it. And my mom collected antiques and vintage stuff and whatever, and I guess this is collector's items from the 50s. And I've never seen one of these. I've never heard of them. And I'm completely mystified by this business. So what is it? So apparently they use these at car shows. Now, I've been to a fair number of car shows, like, my ex-boyfriend liked car shows, and there's actually a weekly car show in the summer in town that I've been to. One of my current friends likes car shows. His parents have antique, like a one of those old, not T-Mobile, Model T. You know, he has two. His dad at one point had two redone Model Ts. I've been to car shows. I've never seen these. I'd be like, why is there a doll? It's weird because there's not really images of them at a car show, but supposedly they are a car show thing. Some things can only be found in America. Spray cheese, excessive tipping, a big yellow school bus. Yes, I am quite familiar with all of those. And strangely, faceless timeout dolls, which I have freaking never heard of. Thank you, Mark Tyus. I assume you have not heard of them. These creepy, faceless, childlike dolls can be found all over car shows and your local flea market. Usually propped up against different car parts, the dolls will be sat on the bumper, the front seat, or the steering wheel. Unsurprisingly, spectators are confused about their origin and want to know why timeout dolls, also known as corner dolls, are still being put out at most vintage car shows in America. It is pretty clear that the reasoning behind the dolls is unknown. Many tall tales have been passed down through the decades. Originating in the 1950s, the timeout dolls were made to represent a largish, realistic child doll with their hands covering their face. With different adaptations being created over the years, the dolls have become a staple item to spot at your average American car show. The phrase timeout often refers to a child's punishment for some bad behavior. Except for we never covered our eyes for bad behavior. That's weird. Consequently, the dolls look like they're in a permanent state of dismay and upset, much like the equally creepy Furby toys that graced store shelves in the 90s. Well, I remember creepy Furby toys. I just don't remember these things. The truth is there's no definite answer. There's no conclusive answer to why these abnormal figures are propped up against shiny bumpers for everyone to experience. The dolls are usually presented with a faceless appearance, dotted around cars, sitting on the roof, or peering over steering wheels. They're often made up in a period fancy dress like a petticoat, a shiny bomber jacket, or crewneck cardigan. Some say this is to bring a sense of nostalgia to the shows. What's the meaning behind these dolls? Again, theories we don't know. Are they to cover paint scratches and bumps on the vehicle? I think that's unlikely. These vintage car shows, they have spotless cars, so I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know. So now this one was really creepy, but I don't think this is, I think they just made this to be extra weird. That's, from what I've seen, besides this one article, the timeout doll faces don't look like that. They just usually blank. Anyway, I don't know. Have you guys heard of that stuff? I mean, I've been to enough shows. I think I would have noticed if there was a weird, creepy doll. Like, especially if there was more than one. Strange. All right, I got a new Emmy. 2 to 3 weeks ago, the rocket with the president's DNA and Star Trek actors' ashes came down and was destroyed in the atmosphere. Now there's not a trace of this news. No, I have not heard of that. In fact, I only just recently heard that the DNA was sent to the space station. So, all I know is last night there was like a really weird conversation between me and Bill, because it's like, no, it was like this. Then he's like, oh, there was one Mandela that he told me. I think it was this green shirt thing. I'm pretty sure that was it. And I'm like, well, that's nice. You found that. Good job. And he's like, no, he says that I'm the one who covered the green shirt. And like, I'm going to flip out if there's somewhere me a video covering this green shirt in the past, because I don't remember ever covering the Star Trek green shirt. I do remember covering the cuffs, but I don't remember covering the green. And then and the cuffs I remember covering like years ago. And so it looks like the green one showed up like 9 months ago. Last I checked, that's what I found a lot of talk 9 months ago. So he said he learned of the green shirt from me, one of my shows. And I'm like, no. So I don't know if it's some different version of me. And then he learned from me. And now he's telling the other me. And I learned from the other me. I don't know. It's like, why did the other me leave this timeline then? Children are to be seen and not heard. Yeah, I would hear that, but it's just like, but you're allowed to see with your eyes as a child, and I don't know, it's just creepy. Yeah, who would want one of those in their house? Ugh. Peregrine Moonlander with human remains. Maybe that was it. I even brought up the news link saying the destruction here. I don't remember clicking on it. I don't think I did. I don't know. I don't remember anything about that. Well, they're not planning to shoot Monica Lewinsky's dress into space, are they? We talked about the uniforms 2 to 3 years ago. Well, I remember talking about the gold trim, like, on the cuffs. I just don't remember talking about the green shirt. And like I said, when I look up the green shirt Mandela, it looks like all the talk started 9 months ago. Not like 4 years ago when... I know it was quite some time ago when we did the gold trim on the cuffs. It was those stupid geese that people would put clothes on. Hugely popular in Ohio when I was a teen. Okay, I don't know about that one. Maybe it didn't come to California. I don't know. Uniforms in other movies and series have changed too. I wouldn't be surprised. It's just Star Trek is one that people know enough about. I mean, I've definitely seen little changes in other stuff, but I'm like, most people aren't going to know about that one. Live chat. Okay, here we go. Too bad you can't just keep that constantly as a choice. So when I start it, it will be in live chat. No, that would be too convenient. Okay. So, timeout dolls. I don't know. More creepy stuff at car shows. Car shows. I don't know where this stuff comes from. All right, we got that one. All right, let's see. Who brought this one? I think this was Mark Tyus again. Blah, blah, blah. Oh my, did I not write it down? Oh, no. Oh, yeah, it's Mark Tyus. Yes, 100-year-old. Okay, so apparently there's 100-year-old wood pipes that are dug up, and they've known about them a long time. A 100-year-old water pipe just unearthed near Charleston was made of wood. So I think in my old time, this would just break down too fast. I've said before, like, there'll be... wooden ships on the bottom of the ocean used to not be there 100 years later. It would just be nothing, like it would have all rotted, gotten eaten. And there would just be the metal pieces, like an anchor, that. So it was really hard to find wrecks in the old days because you just have, like the old wrecks would just be whatever was metal, which is often not much. And there'd be an anchor and some bottles, that kind of stuff. So now, you'll see stuff that just, it doesn't rot. So 100 years later, this pipe is still in pretty good shape. I'm really suspicious that wouldn't have been the case in the old days. We knew that wooden pipes were a thing. We knew we could we probably had some a long time ago, but no one in our organization had ever seen one. Alright, so anyway, oh, strange. I guess they were trying to put something new in and they found these old pipes. So basically, I guess you can have wood water pipes and they'll still be almost fine 100 years later. So I'm kind of wondering if we're going to find wood water pipes like under the pyramids or some weird stuff. I think it's coming. Okay, we did the Star Treks. This one is an interesting one. I just recently found out for a while that there was a narrative that showed up that glass was actually a slow-moving liquid. And if you looked at old window panes, they would be thicker on the bottom than on the top because over the course of 100 years, the liquid would slowly move. And that was like everywhere. It was everywhere. But now it was never true. It's now like, You may have lived for field trips as a kid, looking forward to a whole day of out-of-school fun, and you took a tour, and the tour guide would explain how the glass in these old buildings slowly flowed down, and again, indeed, you would see images of, or like if you were really there, you would see that the old window panes were thicker in the bottom. I don't remember that way back ever being a thing, that they just weren't thicker in the bottom, but then there was all these images that they're thicker in the bottom. But now the new story is that it's not because they're a slow-moving liquid, it's because when they made the glass, they had an imperfect technique that made them a little bigger on one end, and I guess they forever and ever always then installed the thick part on the bottom and not on the top, and there were no ones where they just did it the reverse, and everybody just saw these other ones and assumed, or something. I don't know. It's just like, so that story has always been untrue, and actually debunked. I guess the story came out like 20 years ago, and I don't even remember it being that old a story to start with. And it's been debunked a long time. I don't know. So it's not a slow-moving liquid anymore. Just keep up, people. Keep up. Let's see. Yeah, so now it's not moving very slow. It's really hard to keep up with these things. See, the thing is, if it was, they're admitting that the windows are bigger on the bottom on these old ones. But I just don't see them being that careful to always put the big end down is the thing. So I feel like people shouldn't have gotten so easily fooled. This never made sense. What's keeping glass from ending up in a big puddle on the windowsill? So the story used to be that maybe if you waited 1,000 years, it kind of would be, but no glass, man-made glass was that old. But now that you bring that up, that actually does make an argument for where there's natural glass tumbling down from the mountain, supposedly created by volcanic flows. Then, yeah, those chunks sitting out there for maybe hundreds of years actually should have, like, molted edges and stuff. Like, they break up. They're molted at first, but then as they tumble and break, they break into, like, chunks with sharp edges. But then those chunks will lay there potentially hundreds of years. So those chunks then should get molten again, right? If its glass is slow moving. For somehow I never questioned that. I never thought about the obsidian natural glass though. But other people should have questioned. But all the experts are saying, oh, it's a slow moving glass, blah, blah, blah. It was everywhere on science shows. And now it's never been true. Residue of the thinker's pose. Let's see. Okay. Then you'll have to say, okay, assuming that in the show they made it clear that that was supposed to be thinkers. But yeah, I mean, we have that. There's an image of all those kids copying the statue, and they're all going like this, and then the statue's like that. So, I mean, kids are not the brightest, but I don't think they would all get it wrong, like 30 of them. Okay, so let's just shoot through some more of these. This false facts ones were interesting too, because most of these were Mandelas. Mount Everest is the tallest. I believe last I checked, they're saying there's an underwater one that's bigger. So that one, okay, maybe we didn't just know. Body heat dissipates through the head. That's no longer true. That was huge. They said that for so many years. Great Wall of China visible from space. That's Mandela. They always said mother birds would abandon babies if you touch them. That was a thing for decades. So, like, we're just stupid. I don't know. Different parts of your tongue detect different tastes. Yeah, that was a thing. People thought the world was flat before Columbus. That was totally a thing. Deoxygenated blood is blue. They totally taught us that. Everybody, that was the thing. Chameleon changed color to blend in with surroundings. I actually should check that one. That was always it. They would hide and they would show how they would blend. Usually don't have a thing to do with blending in. It hinges on the species, but they're usually pretty well camouflaged to begin with. If they want to merge, they can stick to green. Color changing is typically triggered by physical, physiological, and emotional changes. If they're feeling fussy or angry or combative, they change colors using chromatophores. They change colors as communicating in various manners, to pick a fight with a competitor, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now they talk, I guess. They talk in colors. Yeah, it used to be camouflage, so I call baloney. They always, and there was images. Look at how well this chameleon changed to match this different green. And they would show that all the time. Okay. So I say no. All right. This one is from Julesy111, which is, I don't remember her being Julesy111. I remember her being Julesy, but I don't know if they've changed the format of how they give the usernames. But so I'm not sure if I had this on before, but mobile gas. I'm really quite positive that mobile gas at one time long ago was without the E. Wait a minute. Wait. Is this like a flip-flop? Because I just found this. Oh my god. I just looked this one up and it had the E. And I'm like, yeah, I agree with you. It doesn't have the E. And now it doesn't have the E. Alright, wait. Mobile. I checked this one like last week. Oh, the E. Oh my god. I'm going to have to check and see what that. Oh my god. I'm going to have to check and see what that comment says. Because, like, there was an E on here. There was an E on here last week. Oh my god. And I'm like, no, there is no E. Okay, so the E is gone again. All right. It is gone. So, look on now. It looks stupid. So last week there was an E on mobile gas. Things are getting weird. I'm sorry. That was like, when was that even? That was like, was that even like yesterday or the day before? I think that was just yesterday there was an E on mobile gas. And I Googled it and got the images because I'm like, there's no E on, and there was, oh my god. There was an E on mobile gas. Okay, well, yes, now it's back to what I remember. Okay, false alarm. I'm going to toss that one out since it disappeared before I could document it. Good find, Julesy111 in some timeline. It probably says the reverse now, that there is no E. I don't know, but yes, I know I looked yesterday. I'm pretty sure it was yesterday. Might have been the day before, and there was an E on there. All right. I'm going to have to recheck everything like 5 minutes before the show now to make sure it hasn't changed. Okay, got that one. All right. More color changes. All right, you all that remember Fonzie's jacket. What color was Fonzie's jacket? So, from Happy Days, it is a little bit of an old show, so, like, if you're a millennial, maybe you don't know it as well. But even millennials, like, I guess they were exennials. They still kind of remembered it, but Fonzie. Fonzie's jacket. So apparently, and it was 2 different colors now, and I swear I never remembered it being brown. Like, and most of the pictures now show it as brown. And even weirder is that it's not just brown, but it has like, so I remember him, like, he would flip up the collar of it to look cool. And you can't really now because the collar is like this big thing. And it's like a sweater jacket now. It has like these sweater cuffs and the sweater on the bottom. And the story now is that they like the TV, like the network disapproved of him wearing a jacket, like a leather jacket, because he would look like, I don't know, like a gangster, and they didn't want him to look like a gangster. So at first he was restricted in how often it could be worn, and maybe that's why they picked a sweater jacket or something now. So he looks like a goober with a brown sweater jacket. I guess it's not that bad. It's just, no, he did not have a brown sweater jacket. So there was a time when he had a black one on for a few episodes. But, I mean, like, I don't know. When I was a kid, there wasn't much on. So even if you didn't really like a show, if it was just mediocre, you'd still watch it because you couldn't watch 50 other things. So Fonzie now has mostly a brown sweater jacket. And this is from Bill again, so good find, Bill. I'm going to do the Google. And this is another older Mandela that I just don't remember. I don't think I covered it, but isn't that so wrong? Now, also, he sometimes wore a black... I remember with a black jacket and a white shirt, and that was the iconic one, okay? And now sometimes... I'm not sure. I think that's still the brown. Yeah, still the brown jacket. But he wore a black shirt underneath. No, he did kind of look like a hoodlum before. I mean, with the kind of white shirt and the black jacket. That was it. White shirt, black jacket. That was him. So you can see now there's not many images left of this black jacket. Ah, yeah, there. Okay, now this is weird. So this one has the... I don't even know if that's the jacket. I don't think that's actually the jacket he ever wore, was it? Let's see. Here. Oh, it is. Interesting. Okay. I don't remember these weird pointy forward lapels, but that must be the one that he would flip up. Not pointy like that, but again, if you look, it mostly was clearly brown the whole time, and that's just not true. He does look a little less severe with the brown, but... No, he always had black. That was the iconic thing. So I call baloney and good call, good find. Bill, I think this now in this timeline is an old Mandela, though. I mean, I did find it going back. For me, it's new. Mobile is the German version of mobile. Yeah, but there is no more. Mobile was yesterday, and with the E was yesterday. Today, it's all no E again. So... This was yesterday. I swear I was going crazy. I was like, what? No, wait. That was just, mobile had an E and went into, yeah, well, no E ever except for yesterday. Yeah, we'll be speaking German, and they'll say, well, we'll find out that we actually learned English from Germany or something. There'll be some weird thing. You're speaking German, you just didn't realize it. Here's an Indiana Jones bomber jacket. It's a sweater jacket. All right, well, I'm glad some people remember that. All the kids at school wore his white tee. Yep. Yeah, it was absolutely iconic. He didn't have variation in it. There's just no... It's just all wrong. All right, so, yeah, good find, Bill. Assuming... I don't know where Bill got it from. Now I wonder, because it's like... some of these are old Mandelas now, but I don't remember them. All right, got that. So this was one that was kind of, we were flipping out because, all right. I remember covering on here an event that happened, and I was like, well, I can't swear it's a Mandela, but it kind of shows how the aliens thing is kind of permeating history. And the story was that at one point in history, supposedly, they saw some kind of UFOs, like somebody's military said they saw UFOs over the White House and shot at them. And then pretty soon there was like a huge artillery barrage aimed up into the sky at the whatever it was. And some people said it was UFOs. And then later the official story was they were just imagining things and paranoid and they were all shooting at nothing. But other sources said that people reported seeing weird lights and stuff up there. But anyway, that was like the UFOs over White House thing. And I'm going to have to make sure it's still gone. I did check for this last time. Since yesterday was so weird. I'm pretty sure this doesn't, none of these show the exact, so there's still stories of sightings, but there's not stories of the big gunfire confusion thing, right? So I was talking to Bill about that. He goes, oh no, that was Battle of Los Angeles. I'm like, what in the bleep is Battle of Los Angeles? Okay, and so I looked up that, and sounds like a bad movie. Okay, I have to find the one that's not, yeah. All right, here, this is it. Battle of Los Angeles. So now, apparently, something similar to what I just said for the White House actually happened in Los Angeles. And I am positive it was the White House because it was always a thing for me, like, the aliens actually did come to the White House, but we shot at them. You know, the old, why don't they land on the White House lawn? Well, that's why, because we shoot at them. But now it never happened, and now I'm not even sure if these are supposed to be real photos here or just, like, reproductions of what supposedly happened. But that supposedly happened now, that we were all shooting like at something in the sky in Los Angeles, and it was during World War II, and we thought it was the Japanese, and it now happened like right after that bombardment of Elwood, Mandela, where we said, since when did the Japan ever bomb the United States at all, but certainly not California, and they lobbed a couple crappy, poorly thrown bombs in Elwood. We've had that one on before, but it's this one. Naval attack by Japanese submarines against the United States targets near Santa Barbara. The damage was minimal. The event was key in triggering the West Coast invasion scare. Okay, so right, it's the day after that. Now they're saying that something was seen in the skies over LA, and they shot a bajillion artilleries at it. And then now it's like, well, some places are saying it was a meteorological balloon, and other places are. So I looked at eyewitness accounts, and one guy said that he saw weird little lights. Another guy said he saw what looked like aircraft that had a wing curve that only the Japanese aircraft had at the time. And so this is all like totally weird, but I don't remember any Battle of Los Angeles. But so maybe right after Elmwood, they did fly over Los Angeles and we shot a bunch of stuff at them, or maybe they didn't, or maybe it was aliens, or maybe it was imagination. But anyway, it's called Battle of Los Angeles. Okay, I don't know if you ever heard of it. I certainly have not. All right, so prelim minimal remembers Battle of LA. You remember it 2017. Yeah, I think I'm new to the timeline or something, because it seems like everybody else everybody else kind of knows here. However, there was like one thing that So Bill swears that that Ellis Island's thing just switched for him. Now, to me, it's been stable for a while. So that's the one thing that makes me think there might have been a giant salad toss, is that he swears that the Ellis Island happened in the last couple days, where it was on Ellis Island for him a couple days ago. And now it's not. If I have, actually, I probably should go and look at the Google Earth on that. I realized last night that Google Earth shows up for me a lot faster when I'm not streaming. So, oh, okay, nice. That was pretty quick. That's interesting, because last time I tried to get on here when I was streaming, it took a long time. Maybe it's still loaded. I don't know why we started there. Stop. Okay, here we go. Those clouds are so irritating. So it's been a while since we looked at Ellis Island. And we did go down there and take a peek. Let's see, wait, where do we need to find here? Here, gotta find New York. God, I feel like that even looks different than when I looked at it last night. Okay. I don't know if I'm losing it here. Oh, I think last night they made this blue. That's why. That's why I'm confused. Last night, this blue went up in there. All right. So... why does this look so different than I saw it last time? God, is it really that different? All right, what am I missing here? It was in here. I found it so quickly yesterday. All right, wait a minute, wait a minute. All right, here we go. Yeah, this is it. Okay, yes, I had it over. I just wasn't finding it. This was blue yesterday. Did they have like an update, or am I going crazy? All right, so there's Governor's Island. Here we go. All right, so here's Ellis. So this was where the Statue of Liberty used to be for me. So I've looked at this before, and I do remember the overall shape. But how I remember it is this thing wasn't like this. There wasn't like this weird lip. So it went straight across, and then there was like a chunk in here was filled. So it's like this strip has got cut out all the way to the edge of the island, and then they added this. Now, I zoomed on this, and those look like two ships there, so that's not actually part of the island. Two docked ships there. And this pointy thing, I don't remember this pointy thing existing. So now it's starting to look like, you know what? It's starting to look like a star fort. There's like a flavor of star fortiness on here. Okay. So we were zooming in. And I don't know if it's just like kicking in a little bit here, but there's actually somewhere in here, there's Gibson Fort. Let me see if I can find that now. Why is it so hard to find stuff? Oh, my gosh, I swear it looks different. Oh my God. I swear to God, this must be rapidly moving, because this is it, but you couldn't see it so easily. Oh my God. Okay. So this circle thing was a nice circle thing last night, I swear. And now there's this big cutout. Now, it said Gibson Fort right here, and when I zoomed in, you could see images of this wall, but you couldn't see it all the way out here. And so I was confused what's Gibson Fort because we couldn't find anything there. But now it's, oh my God. All right, it's shifty time. Shifty time. So what's Gibson Fort? Gibson Fort, it's interesting because it's not telling me, it's not giving me the Gibson Fort indicator today, or it did yesterday when we were looking at this. Gibson Fort is an old fort that supposedly used to stand here, and this is the old wall of it. And the only reason I know now is because yesterday this said Gibson Fort on here. Yesterday when I pulled up Google Earth, like literally less than 24 hours ago, it said Gibson Fort here. And then me and Bill are like, what in the bleep is Gibson Fort? And I had to look it up. And then I saw images of this, but I couldn't see it from above yesterday. And that's why we were like, well, what's Gibson Fort? I don't see nothing. But now you can see it. This is crazy town. Okay. Crazy town. So, oh my. So I was saying, I'm like, maybe it's brand new because it's kind of hard to even figure out where the fort is. So if you go down here, this is an old wall, supposedly, of Gibson Fort. And there wasn't much info on it, like what was Gibson. So first they said it was like, first it was a wood fort, and then later they didn't have much info on later that other than it wasn't wood, but okay, so anyways, crazy town. But yeah, I just noticed there's like, so there's Gibson Fort, and there's this pointy thing, which looks like Star Fortiferous. What the heck? This boat is sunk? I mean, unless I find out that they just uploaded a whole new thing last night. I don't remember there being a sunken boat there last night. Oh, you know what I think it is? Okay, no. This is weird. Okay. Oh, this is weird. Okay, I want to say there's a line here that cuts across that makes it, maybe this is from like a cutout from a different time. Like they took a photo from here down on June, and then in July they took it from here up, and so that cuts the boat. But you can see the outlines of the boat under here still. So it is sunk. Oh, this is weird. And it's sunk there. But then yet this is artificial lines where it's suddenly unsunk. This is strange. Now maybe they had some kind of program that tried to blend the two photos together. But still. I mean, that's the only thing I can do is some kind of program blending, but they would blend way down here. This is weird. I don't know what's going on now, but that was not there yesterday. So unless I find out that this image was took, like, how do you know when the image was took at get info? No. So I was trying to, used to be you could find out when that one, okay. Data attribution, 6/20/2022. So that did not just show up yesterday. What about over here? When did that show up? Data attribution, what, nothing? No, 6/20/2022. So all of this is 6/20/2022. 6/20. I mean, did they take an image of this and then the boat sailed in and then the next image had a boat? I don't know. But see, like, none of these other boats are cut up. I don't know. This is weird. Okay. So this whole image is supposed to come from 6/20/2022, which is 2 years ago. And I did not see a half-sunken boat. I did not see the rest of Fort Gibson obviously visible. So what did we find yesterday when I came on here? This is crazy. There was a little marked thing, like kind of like this where it says Ellis Island. There was a little marked thing and it said Fort Gibson. So we're like, there's a fort on here. Let's check into it. But we couldn't see like what it was. I had to click on it. And then I went to Google and I pulled up images of the wall. And so I kind of figured, well, it's the wall leftovers is under these trees, and that's why I can't see it. But now it's right there. We were literally going yesterday, like, what what is that little marker for. Like, I was zooming, and I couldn't see any of this. I couldn't see any of this. This is crazy. I mean, I hope Bill's watching this and he remembers what I remember yesterday when that wasn't visible and we were sitting there going, what? What? Okay, so, you know what? This thing, when did they put like a... There's a bridge. When did they put the bridge on there? You had to take a boat to Ellis Island. There was a boat that went to both. There was no bridge. I just realized that. That's not... I did see that bridge yesterday and it was bugging me, but I couldn't put it together. So, bridge to Ellis Island. Oh my God. Bridge to Ellis Island. When was it? The boat trips would take to both. A new bridge could be built from New Jersey to Ellis Island, but we probably... still can't walk on it. The Ellis Island Bridge, which connects the island of Liberty State Park in New Jersey. All right, so that was there in 2019. Oh, so when they say they're building a new bridge, they mean a new bridge after this bridge that is already there. 12 million immigrants who arrived between 1892 and 1954 all arrived by boat. All right, it doesn't say when that bridge showed up, though. It says that's it in 2019. The current bridge was built in 1986 with funds raised. All right, that's bull. That's bull. All right, so a bridge has showed up to Ellis Island. I know I have talked about people having to take the cruise to Ellis and then to Liberty. And that's why they had such a boat dock set up over here, because you had to like dock in here. So there was, before there was cruise ships that would go to this one and then they would go to this one. It was, so now I guess you could just drive over to this one and then take a ship over to here. So this is pretty weird. Actually, yesterday, keep in mind, I just went to Google Earth and I started it. Okay. Yesterday, we were confused because there were all these lines on here that showed the boat routes. And I'm trying to remember if it showed, I'm pretty sure there was a boat route to here, to here, to here, to here. And there was so many boat lines in here that we had trouble figuring out this New York thing. And then there's this weird thing where just this is New York. Only right here is New York. And out here is New Jersey again. See, here's another thing that changed. So yesterday, this line, it said New York on this side and it said New Jersey on that side. And so that's what Bill was looking at. Oh my God, there's so many things that changed since yesterday. Okay, and then there was lines everywhere, and he's like, wait, how come it says New York out here, and then it says New York out there, and then I had to sort it all out for him. But that's because all those lines were there. But now, all those lines were not there. All right, this is crazy. So there's two giant boat things on Ellis now. Wait, Liberty, Liberty. God, did I even see those yesterday? I don't think I saw those yesterday. I think you just sidled up over here or something. Immersive displays. I did see this weird pink-red thing here. I don't know what that is. Is it temporary? There's some of it over here. Ooh, you know what else is weird is this pattern. I don't know what that is. I don't think I saw that yesterday either. Looks like old tiles or something. What is that? That's weird. All right, I don't know. It's just, this is just weird. So a lot of stuff has shifted in the last few days. Shari, I'm so glad you noticed that. Don't remember Ellis Island being rectangular. Okay, for me, it wasn't originally, but it's been a while that it's been that way. Quite some time. It used to look more like this. And I want to say, has it gotten bigger? I think it's gotten bigger. Either this channel's gotten smaller, it's gotten bigger. I don't think there was like all these houses on it. I think it has to get bigger because there's so many houses and stuff on it now. You know what? Oh my gosh. So I looked tight on this one on Street View, and it looks kind of Tartarian, sort of. Let's see if I can do it again. Let's see. No. Quit it. Wait, why is it doing that? I was trying to get over to... Heck. Oh, this has changed. So I went there, and then I saw here, and then I wanted to see... What the heck? Oh my god. Okay. Oh, this is weird. Okay, there's been a lot of changes, but I was trying to get... Oh, weird. Okay. I was trying to get to over here, and I couldn't. Because there's no, like, walking area there. So, see, this is all... This blue is all the areas that I could get to. That you could walk. And there's none over here. But what was weird is there was one really close. This building was close to, like, here. And I went on to here, and then I kind of looked up at this. But now there's nothing near there, so I wouldn't be able to see it from here because this building blocks it. So whatever. I was actually saying yesterday to Bill that it looked really weird and fuzzy and like out of focus, like it hadn't zoned into reality yet, like it hadn't been locked in yet. God, you know, I just feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone today. All right, so anyway, if you go down to there... And then I was kind of looking around, and I'm like, it's actually on the outside that it really looks. Let's try. I'm trying to get onto the outside of it. I don't know why it's bringing me on the inside when I've clearly clicked on the outside. All right, let's try here. That's weird. Okay, I clicked like a mile out into the parking lot, and I'm squashed onto the building. Okay, so it's got kind of a Tartaria sort of style. Oh, this is weird. Oh, this is weird. All right, I saw this exact view yesterday, and it's all blurry right here. This view was not... It wasn't blurred. This is weird. Oh my god. You guys have no idea. I'm kind of freaking out right now, okay? Because I just saw this, and it's all blurry here, and it's all blurry here, and it wasn't. All right, I'm going to go this way and see. Look at this woman is all... It's blurry here, it's blurry here. Why? And I'm sure that... See, it's like you can see here really good. I guess they're blurring the faces now, but they blurred over here. They blurred her thigh. I mean, I guess I could see if they're blurring out the faces, but... Oh, you know what the other thing is? Oh. Okay, so yesterday, when we were zooming around, and I saw somewhere on here, there was an image of a guy, like, poking his hand towards the camera, and you could see his face clear as day. So they didn't blur his image, but they blurred her image. I don't remember any of them being blurred. His face was huge, so the heck. So this is all different. I'm confused, actually, frankly. So I walked around this last time and I had a pretty good view. Let's see if I can. It's like this area got bigger or something since last time. Yeah, all of the images are blurred. They weren't all blurred yesterday. Oh man, there must have been like a big old shift or something. All right, I'm going around the back of this building. Data attribution. This map data from 2024. Did they change it like yesterday? So when I went around the back of this building, they were like doing like some kind of construction on it. So I'm wanting to see if that is still there. So all of the windows had been kind of like, they had this black stuff over the windows. And it was sort of weird, like, it doesn't look like, okay, I went this way. I do recognize that. I want to see if that black stuff's there. What's the odds that I go here and then they redo it? Now, it looks like the weather just changed there, so maybe this is from a different time. Data attribution, 2024. When I get around the back here, all right, I do see it. It's coming. All right, so that looks like, that's interesting. So that hasn't changed. This is weird. I don't remember this wood stair thing. Whatever that is. That's interesting, that rusty stair business. I'm really skeptical that that was there. All right. Yeah, this, all of this stuff. I don't know what this is. It looks like they're refacing the whole thing. Look at all the blurry stuff. That was not there yesterday. All right, see here, it's blurry here, blurry here, blurry here. All right, but when you get closer, it's not. So you can see that looks really old. This looks really old. But it looks like they're redoing all this and getting rid of all of this old stuff. As you can see over here, they've just like removed all the windows. So I don't know what's going on. What is all that? What is that business? And that goes all the way around. And this area looks really new and shiny compared to over here. So it looks like they're redoing this building in the current timeline. Anyways, there's the basic thing. But, man, there's a bunch of, like, weird stuff going on that island system. God. Yeah, I've noticed I've had trouble with the ad blockers, too. Like, a lot of places I'm going, they'll say, oh, you can't view it if you have an ad blocker on. But because I use a Brave browser and it's an automatic ad blocker. Yeah, Ellis Island does. You know what? We looked up it and it said it was reclaimed land. So, you know, it just occurred to me that the word reclaimed land is a strangely vague term. Now, traditionally, what it meant was that they would like throw a bunch of dirt in the, you know, along the shore and make more land than used to be there. That used to be what I'm going to make a wild guess that that's still what it means. So they're saying Ellis is a lot of reclaimed land. So, yeah, I know Google Maps is a garbage, but, I mean, did they really go in and change it all since last night? You know, it's just kind of weird. Okay, so I don't remember Ellis having concentration camps. It was just that they would process people through Ellis Island and give them their ID and their name and all, and then they'd go on to the United States, because we didn't used to have all those border rules. Basically, as long as you weren't like super sick or something, you could go in. Because that was, you know, the United States was fairly empty back then. There was plenty of land, so basically you could just get on a ship and come over here and welcome to the United States. Has anybody heard of Doomsday fish? No, I don't think so. The Doomsday fish has sparked wild theories. Well, there's a nice looking fish. Was it got like holes in the back? This shiny silver thing, I might have had this on before. The sighting of a rare Doomsday fish has led to speculation online that after Japan was hit with a huge earthquake. Now the only thing I can remember is there was like this rock or something that, like, it was supposed to hold the demons, protected underneath it, like locked underneath it, and the rock broke in half. And I'm like, oh, the demons are out, you know. That was just their tradition, and the rock broke in half. So I heard of that one. All right, there was that recent earthquake. Okay, one of the biggest natural disasters in country's history. People are connecting it with the sighting of the bizarre fish over the summer. The 6-foot earthquake fish called Russell's oarfish. Yeah, I think I've had those on, but not as a doomsday fish. Forthcoming bad news. Divers spotted an oarfish off the coast of Taiwan. Uh-oh. Sorry, Taiwan. Oarfish resemble sea serpents. They're like all silvery. It's ridiculous. Off Taiwan's coast, divers found a doomsday fish. Yeah, huh. What I want to know is why there's holes in it. Why are these bumps back here? There's no evidence. It's linked to doomsday. Okay. Oarfish. Let's look at these again. They've been a while. Look at how shiny they are. They're so pretty. Beltfish. That's not even them. Alright, that's the same image we saw before. Why are there two holes? Is that cookie cutter shark took a chunk out of it or something? One big cookie cutter shark and one small cookie cutter shark. Okay, well, they're rare, so I guess we'll find more of these. That one does not have holes. Okay. Don't know. You know, knock on wood, I've got way better signal and transmission since I moved here, since when I was doing it at the house. This is how history is destroyed. They deface everything, destroy buildings. Yeah, it's just like, I don't think, like, was that building even in existence before? So it shows up in the timeline, now they're defacing it. That's why it's hard for me to get too upset. Like, a building that just magically showed up is being defaced. Yeah, I know. I just, like I said, I was trying to get to that one building, and it's like, looked like it was a really neat building, yet there was no video of it. And on Ellis Island, of all places, which is a tourist trap, you'd think they'd take video. This is the red sand of Qeshm Island after rain. The red sands of Qeshm Island. Oh. That's frankly rather disturbing. If you ask me. It's like, why is it all, was there all creatures in there that it's all like so we got Antarctica's got that blood red spot on it, and then we got this. It's like, look at all these like poppy bubbly things. Is that like clams under there? There's a lot of them. That's crazy amount of creatures. Wow. Okay, well that's cool looking, but it's also rather disturbing. All right, red sands. Wait, suddenly I can't spell. Red sands of Q. We don't need to have a U on there anymore. Qeshm Island. Alright, pretty interesting. Stuff like that, it's like, you know, I just don't see why it would have been like a big thing a long time ago. I kind of feel like I want to go see more about this. Qeshm Island. Images. That doesn't look real, does it? I think it looks like the AI made that. That's bizarre. I even right now I'm looking at it and I don't know if that's real or not. All right, here's some better quality stuff. That's crazy. All right, this is also Qeshm. Wow. Check that out. Cool. All right, so what? It's got every color. So they're going to have green bleeding in some parts. Check that out. Oh my God. That's cool. So is that like coming off the island or is it an oil spill? I can't tell. All right, let me just go visit. Hopefully it's in English. The largest island in Iran. Zoom in to see. Lies in Strait of Hormuz. The largely arid land surfaces. Wait, that doesn't... All right, this does not look like what I just saw, does it? Except for maybe that. Hara Forest Protected Area. Dome-shaped Namakdan Mountain. It features the Namakdan Cave, one of the longest salt caves in the world. What you want to bet? There's going to be colorful salt on Namakdan Cave. Oh, maybe we had this on before. Yeah, I think I had this on before. It's even brighter than last time I looked. I think we did have that on. I don't remember that. Yeah, these salt caves. I know I've had a lot of the salt caves on. Oh, look at that. Okay, so possibly had that on, but... That was weird. Where did that image I was just looking at go? Okay, it's gone. Let's try one more time. Nope. I don't know where that image went to. Okay. I don't know. Definitely styling over there. I bet you it's updating all the time. Okay, yes. Yes, I think we have had, because I remember this weird thing. We've had Qeshm on before. Because what was there was some kind of weird story like this, but it looks a lot like the old Tartaria said that there used to be like maybe there was some technology that went through things like this. This is a little strange. I mean, there's a lot of these canyons, but they never have like a straight cutout like this usually, so it is a little weird. Something's wrong with the food. Okay, I can't really...
I'll talk a little bit about the top.
I'll check into that one later because I can't really look at a whole YouTube. Plus I can't like just play her whole YouTube. These are companies like Purina, Kana Origin. They are expensive. Interesting. So a lot of those dog food companies do just buy the same, like from the same sources. So it just take one source. And I've definitely experienced, because when I worked in the pet food industry, there was this giant IAMS poisoning. And they said, oh, first there was a recall. And they said, oh, it's just because there's a little bit too much vitamin, but it's not dangerous. And first it was in one flavor, then they said it's just this one, then it was in more and more flavors. Then I heard reports of people's dogs getting violently ill. I'm like, well, it doesn't sound like just vitamins. And it turned out that there was a toxin in the food caused by a fungus that had infested the grain. At least that's the story we were told. And then we're doing a voluntary recall, but they lied. You know, they told everybody that it was just vitamin, and in fact they didn't know what it was. And then they told everybody it was just the one flavor, but in fact it was many flavors. And then they claimed that only like 200 dogs got sick, but I know like dozens of dogs that got sick just from my one pet store in Los Angeles. So if you multiply that times hundreds of thousands of pet stores all across the United States, you know that way more than that was sick. Way more than that was sick. So who knows what it is, but I will check into that. We do have one cat, and he eats an expensive, fancy canned food because he's spoiled. And he has not been sick, so I will check into it, though. I got 800 of those, whatever, yens, I think that is. So thank you. Thank you, Knew It Learning. I appreciate that. Corn get fungus to make you go crazy before it kills you. Are you serious? Children of the Corn was based on corn fungus. I have never heard of that. I have never heard of that. Based on corn fungus. Or how about just go corn fungus crazy? That should be enough, right? You can't just die normally now. You have to go crazy first. Corn smut. Okay, corn smut is edible, though. Crazy top of corn. Yeah, that's that. It costs more than corn. They grow it on purpose. Okay, corn fungus makes you crazy. All I'm finding is that wheat coche, which is like expensive, fancy, edible fungus. All right, let's just do the children of the corn. I don't know. It's probably going to be hard to find that one, so I'm going to have to call it on that one. Ergot. Yeah, there is ergot. I thought that was more like wheat and stuff. I have heard like there was supposedly a whole village went crazy in the UK at one point, and then they're blaming it on possibly on ergot. It makes corn a greenish color. So there's an edible corn fungus, and that's really the only one I've heard of lately. And it's expensive. They grow it on purpose, so it's like for food. That's crazy. Look at that. That's so crazy. Because it looks like blood, that's why. Alright, so where are we? The Kirks. Oh my gosh, I think I'm cruising along. Oh, I've only done one page. Okay. Okay. This one was bizarre. Apparently, I was told this before, but I don't remember. This is another one that Bill told me. I think that's the name. The spelling is so crappy. Alex Briley. Okay, so Alex Briley, who is this dude? That's, if you remember the YMCA new person that showed up, the soldier dude. It's like this black soldier dude. It's this guy. This is the guy who played the YMCA additional character that people don't remember existing. Let's see. All right. What do we call that? Band, I guess. Wait a minute. What's that one? How many are there? That was the new guy. I don't remember that guy either. I can't remember that guy. That was the new guy, the work guy. I don't remember that guy. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm kind of confused, actually. How come I can't find it? All right, Google. Was that guy like more buff with like a bigger mustache? Okay, there. That might be. All right, the village people. That's what I need. Village people. Okay, I think that's. I don't know. I thought that guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyway. Let's try it here. All right, he's a cop? I thought he was a soldier. Okay, that guy's the new guy, the soldier. Guy, you know, they just... Here, this one is like it. Okay, so people don't remember that guy. That looks better. All right. I swear, like... Wasn't there a guy with... All right, there's the guy with the handlebar mustache. This is like weird. I don't know. It's just like somehow it's scrambled or something. It's just... Maybe there was a lot of different outfits now. But anyway, the new guy is the soldier guy. But I swear that guy had like a handlebar mustache. Not that guy. The mustache looks different. I'm all confused. The native guy looks pretty similar. Why does that guy have a white outfit on? I don't know. Anyway, so the soldier guy. Okay, the soldier guy is the new guy. And supposedly it was this guy, Alex Briley. Alex Briley was born in Harlem, blah, blah, blah. Briley was introduced to the village people by so-and-so. He originally performed in jeans and a t-shirt, but he took the role of soldier for the album Cruisin'. All right. And appeared as a sailor when the group recorded in the Navy. Damn, this is like more complicated than last time. I thought he was just the soldier guy. So, anyways, what's weird though, what is weird about this guy is supposedly his brother might have been the, I guess there's a famous The Falling Man that fell out of the 9/11 towers, which I don't remember existing. It looks fake to me. But that was possibly his brother, which I think is really weird. That he just happened to... He didn't exist before, and now he's on the YMCA, and his brother is supposedly, possibly the falling man out of the 9/11 towers, which I don't remember existing before. So let's see. His brother worked as an audio engineer in Windows on the World in the 106th floor of the North Tower of the World Trade Center and perished in the terrorist attacks. And apparently the falling man fell from right about there, and so it was like possibly his brother. All right, and that's the falling man, which is this famous image of the 9/11. When did I find that? It was a couple years ago when that thing showed up, but I don't... Who would, like, I'm sorry, but if you fell that long, I think that you would, like, try to put your feet down and not just fall head first. I don't know. It just... Let me get rid of all these. So it just seems highly suspicious for me. So yeah, that was what was weird. Apparently his brother was the falling man. So who could make this stuff up? I feel like I'm totally getting trolled here on this reality. I don't remember there really being any visible people jumping off way back. That's been a while that there was jumping people, but then they didn't have a really good image of any of them. And now that one showed up, what, like a couple of years ago? We talked about the guy and his brother 2 years ago. I don't remember it, so sorry. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. My memory has gone from all of my shows. I don't know. The soldier guy's a new one. Yeah, but some of the other guys look weird now, too. I'm, like, confused. And apparently the soldier guy was a sailor guy, and then at one point he was also, like, a jeans and a t-shirt guy. The falling man is fake. It's just a picture of a guy pasted in an upside down in the pose of the hanged man. I don't know. Or they just threw somebody out that was like a dummy or something. Eva, you are honestly a new version. It could be. I'm a new version. I know. Although I would say it was just me, but then Bill swears that there was just a change in the Ellis Island versus Liberty Island. Now, I've kind of gotten used to some Mandelas. You kind of think they're permanent now, like we're done. But like turmeric, switching back to turmeric, and it was turmeric for like 6 or 7 years, and then it flip-flopped back. So I guess they don't settle down so obviously. Eva 2.0. I'm probably like Eva 47.5.0 or something by now because there's been way too many shifts. Okay, so there's that guy. Got you. This one's an interesting one. Okay, I'll do a quick... There's one quick one. Snoop Dogg. How do you spell his last name? Snoop Dogg. Anybody remember? And no looking now. You know the drill. No looking. How do you spell Snoop Dogg? Like the singer dude. Rap, I guess. The rap dude. Okay, Snoop Dogg. Alright, this one. The name of this one just screams Mandela. It's known as the Forgotten Blitz. Although interestingly, let's see, the Forgotten Blitz. see if I can find it in Google. The Forgotten Blitz in World War II that left hundreds dead and thousands homeless. Okay, and how did this blitz occur? It was Zeppelins. Supposedly Zeppelins came over. And Zeppelins are the, you know, the, what is it? They don't use helium. Whatever, like the blimps. I guess the fancy word for blimp was Zeppelin back then. Peterhead. It happened at Peterhead, Scotland. Outside of London, a town in the north of Scotland called Peterhead was the second most bombed location in Britain. The town had 10,000 residents, were bombed 28 times. Aberdeen was bombed 24 times. Peterhead seems like an unlikely target for Nazi planes, but the bombings were a result of a geographical location. It was the first urban area the Luftwaffe saw when flying in from the North Sea. Why am I not seeing the blimps? This is weird. I'm not finding the Zeppelin. All right, wait a minute now. All right, I'm going to have to type in. Maybe there's more than one Forgotten Blitz. Where's the Forgotten Blitz that had the Zeppelins in it? All right, wait a minute. Oh, no. Here, Zeppelins. Here it is. Here it is. Oh my God, there's more than one. All right, so there's a book on it. I need to find like an article that's not the book. Okay, dang, let's see. Known as the Forgotten Blitz. That typed it in exactly from what I found. Known as the Forgotten Blitz. All right, let's see. See, I can't even find stuff I found a couple days ago. Midlands was worked across the Midlands. 1914. This one's actually, I think, 2 weeks ago. I got this one. Here, this might be it. And this was from Bill again, so thank you. Here. There it is. I found it. So there's more than one blitz. Known as the Forgotten Blitz, Britain endured destruction from the air in the form of Zeppelins as they wreaked havoc across the Midlands. So supposedly, oh, there's a crashed one. British soldiers can be seen searching for survivors on this crashed Zeppelin. So apparently, Zeppelins flew so high that the other planes couldn't shoot them down. 500 people killed during the Great War of 1914 to 18. This airship was known as the Raider of Loughborough after being involved in the attack on the Midlands. The aircraft's passengers can be seen sailing away from the wreckage as they sail to the shoreline. Okay. I don't know. Is that sailing? It looks like a little tiny dinghy boat. Other images showed the destruction caused by Zeppelin bomb raids over London. Do you guys remember a bunch of Zeppelin bomb raids over London and the Midlands? There's a sunken hole in the ground where a Zeppelin bomb tore through the earth. The Zeppelins were like no other weapon ever encountered before. They were impossible to spot in the night sky. They flew higher than any British airplanes could reach and were out of range of any guns. They were the height of luxury travel before the war, but nobody imagined the death and destruction. The first Zeppelin raid on British soil was over the 19th to the 20th of January 1915. There were 2 Zeppelins, killed 4 people and injured 6. From this, the Kaiser authorized bombings on London to happen in February. However, these were then postponed until April in the hopes would be more weather permitting. Once April fell, the bombing raids were delayed further until the newer and bigger P-class Zeppelins were available. This led to the first London bombings on the night of May 31st, 1915. So these are colorized photos for now, until color makes it back that far. Anyways, does anybody remember like all this murder from like Zeppelins? Anyway, that's the Forgotten Blitz. 1914 to 1918. So it was a 4-year blitz across the Midlands. It seems like it would be the Blitzes, but okay, whatever. It's a 4 years of lightning. They last a long time now, the lightnings, apparently. I think I need a priest for my computer. Yeah, it's my one at home, definitely. I can't be held on to being mad because I'm not sure if they're the same person. That's actually occurred to me because there were some people who said some mean stuff about me like years ago. I'm like, I don't even know if they did that in this timeline. There's a video of an anteater playing like a cat with its handler. Yeah, they're all like sweeties now. So there was just one on today. It was a mink. This guy's all, oh, they always said minks are mean and can't be tamed, but I was rescuing them and they're all nice, and he's holding them like they're little cute rabbits, and they don't bite him at all. And it's like, yeah, all the animals are chilling out, I guess, at least for humans. Anyone else getting green lines on the video? I don't see anything here. So, right, you can't see right here. You can see it, right? You can see this one. There's nothing, like, untoward about the video. It looks pretty good. The power of the gates compels. Yeah. Okay, so for me, Snoop Dogg only had one G in his doggy name. So unless you were calling him Snoop Doggy Dog, he was Snoop. Make sure it's the same. Dog. Like with one G. He was Snoop Dogg. So now he's like dog with 2 G's. So maybe he looks different too, but I had one G in my dog. What to say, but let's see. Who said that one? That was, oh no, that was me. I just saw that somewhere. It's like Snoop Dogg. If reality despairs and no one makes a sound, and nobody remembers, does it make a sound? Yeah, I don't know. But maybe like there is somebody over there still. That's the question. Is that reality gone, or is it just like out of sight? Yeah, Shari remembers 1 G. Yeah, so you're right. It does sound like a monitor problem, actually. And if you have a laptop, they have more problems. Like they kind of have, because you always open, close, and open, close, and sometimes it causes problems with that. The wiring there, and it starts to get wanky. wonky, I should say. All you British people, forget I said that. It doesn't mean that here. It doesn't mean the same. All right, so Snoop Dogg, only 1G. All right, I only have one left in this batch. Oh, and I only have 4 minutes, so I guess that'll be it. Okay, so a Great Wall of Peru is showing up. Not that one. It's Muralla La Cumbre. Great Wall of Peru. Maybe I'll just put Muralla La Cumbre. Thoughts on Peru's Muralla La Cumbre. Alright, so it's not super fancy, but I think it's going to be like the other walls. It just sort of slowly goes up, 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 up. 8-foot earthen wall built across 2 river beds in northern Peru. Alright, so I was finding that it was like 10 kilometers long, and the kilometers are pretty long, but then they're not sure if it's actually longer. And it was titled The Greatest Ruin You've Never Heard of course. So whenever you hear that, then you have to be suspicious. May have been constructed by the Qeshm as a defense against invasion by the Inca. So when the rainfall was high, okay, so they're saying the rainfall damaged it, blah, blah, blah. Evidence it was laid down around AD 1100, soon after the large El Nino flood event. All right, so there's some of it. It's interesting because they said it's an earthen wall, but yet, you know, you can still see there's stones here. Not everyone remembers that from 19th to 11th centuries until the 5th century, the Qeshm state, which no longer exists, also stretched across the shores of the Pacific Ocean. Civilization occupied a 1,000-kilometer long strip of coastline. The capital of Qeshm was the city of Chan Chan. It was founded 850 AD. They're up to 30,000 Qeshm. All right, so there's the same. There's actually an interesting like video where somebody was flying over a very built-up area of forest and looks jungly or something, and there was a bunch of this wall like kind of stretching through certain more visible spots too. So it wasn't just out in the desert. And you see that's just desert, so it's gone through a lot of different area, assuming that video's still out there and we haven't shifted. So I don't know, there's just great walls coming up everywhere. I mean, like walls showed up in Northern California, and there was the Great Wall of India, and the Great Wall of China now has lots and lots and lots of walls. So it looks like everybody's going to get a wall. It just occurred to me that it might be Trump's fault. The whole wall thing. I just think if you want to say thoughts create reality, then yes, it may have been certain political commentary that has contributed to this. Or he's credit or fault, whatever you want to call it. Firefox takes a lot of memory. Firefox used to be good, but it doesn't work too good anymore. So now it's Brave. World's crazier. I don't know, man. There was like a big shift for me or a big shift for everybody. Yeah, well, all that talk about the wall. So it occurred to me when I was saying everybody's getting a wall, and I'm like, wait, didn't we go through the wall stuff a couple of years ago? Maybe he's a progenitor of the walls. All right, so it's 2 o'clock. It's been 2 hours. I've just managed to finish it. So hopefully the walls will be good. Like, they'll be fun walls. What is going to happen? I don't know. It's like, get out the popcorn. It just gets weirder and weirder all the time. All right, so you guys know the drill. Thank you for coming. Think good thoughts, everybody. This is Eva signing off for Once Upon a Timeline.